Hey guys, welcome back to ChaBui Playz. So we are back on our Cosmic Eclipse set review, and we are back on the part 2 of Remix Bout. So last time we reviewed the fire type, grass type, and water type of the Remix Bout expansion set, and now we are going to move on to the other types and of course the trainer cards. Okay, so we start this with Duskull line. So Duskull and Dusclops. Okay, the Duskull has this ability Soul Evolution. Once during your turn, you may discard 3 cards from your hand, and if you do, search your deck for a card that evolved from this Pokemon and put into this Pokemon to evolve it, then shuffle your deck. So I guess the Duskull can evolve on the first turn, and I think this is a good thing. Means that you can accelerate very fast for your Pokemon to evolve, then you don't even need to search for it. But of course it depends whether the Dusknoir is actually a good Pokemon or not. The attack itself, Ominous Eyes, put 2 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. I don't think you're going to use it unless you actually start second and... Okay, but you'll evolve it, right? I don't think you're going to use it anyway. But I was about to bring up about the 3 cards, right? I think in the Psychic type deck, the 3 cards would not be an issue. Because in the Psychic type deck, most probably you can run Inkay and Malama. So using Malama, you have no issue of dropping all your Psychic energy. So why not you use the ability and drop your Psychic energy. And at the same time, you can also drop your Giratina. Because Giratina can just come back from discard. And just discard it so you can use its ability immediately. So yeah. And the stage 1 Dusclops only have 1 attack, disable 20 damage. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attack, and that Pokemon cannot use that attack during your opponent's next turn. So actually very interesting. So I think it's very likely that if you put your Duskull, then you evolve into Dusclops, then you can immediately use disable and disrupt your opponents a bit. It's very interesting. I think the problem is just Duskull has 40 HP, so that's not really good. If like let's say by any chance you are not able to evolve your Duskull, then you'll have a bit of difficulties maintaining in the actives and stuff. Okay, let's just move on to see what the Dusknoir do. Okay, so we have Dusknoir stage 2, 160 HP. Okay, it has the ability Fainting Stamp. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So this is like an automatic spell tag for a Psychic type Pokemon, and honestly you can even put another spell tag here. So instead of 4 damage, now you can put 8 damage counter on any of your opponent's Pokemon. That is quite interesting. But again, it depends on the attack. Okay, the attack psyched up 60 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon psyched up attack does 60 more damage. Okay, so it does 60 damage first and it will do 120 damage subsequently. Actually not really interesting. Honestly, the attack is very lackluster. For a stage 2 Pokemon, I expect it to do at least more damage, you know. But then now you need to prepare a lot more things just to set up this Dusknoir, and it doesn't even do enough damage. Only the ability is quite good, but anyway, you don't actually need this ability. You can use spell tag instead. Your 4 spell tag are much easier to find compared to, you know, setting up your Dusknoir and everything. So I don't think this card is very good. I can see potentials if people actually want to play more spread damage, then they can actually play the Dusknoir with spell tag, then maybe it'll be quite annoying, but I don't see it being very good against Tag Team GX and stuff. But actually, okay, I'm actually considering playing this card since it's a non-GX. I like playing non-GX because it's easier and the price trade-off is only one price card. So sometimes you don't even care whether one of your non-GX Pokemon died and you can just set up the next one. Compared to the Tag Team or GX Pokemon, they will, if knocked up, give out 2-3 price cards. I'll rather play non-GX Pokemon. But yeah, okay. Just let's see if there are any other Pokemon that works well with Dusknoir, then maybe this card can becomes a very good card. Okay, let's just move on. The next one we have here is Rotom. Okay, Rotom Psychic, 70 HP. Cycle draw, discard 1 card from your hand, then draw 2 cards. You are not going to use this attack. Okay, then Energy Assist. Attach 2 basic energy from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Okay, that's actually quite interesting. You have another way to accelerate your energy in a Psychic type deck, but honestly, this card just lose out to Malama. First thing first, it's an attack. Second thing, you need it in the active for it to work. And you need to waste 1 energy on it. Malama is still much better, so I don't see people playing this card unless maybe you're playing one big tag team, like Psychic type tag team. I don't know what is big right now then. So instead of setting up basic Inkay and Malama on bench, you just want to immediately charge it and put out your attackers in front. I don't know. I don't really see this card being played. Okay, next up we have Phantom. Not sure if I pronounced the name correctly, and Trevenant. So the Phantom is just a basic Pokemon, and the Trevenant, okay, I'm pretty sure that's a typo. It's supposed to be stage 1 and evolving from Phantom. Yeah. Receiving Forest 20 damage. You may have your opponent switch their active with one of their bench Pokemon. Okay, so this is interesting, but the problem is, you know, nowadays people run Jirachi, still run Jirachi, and you use this attack, they're just going to send out just their Jirachi next. Instead of making opponents stuck, you're actually going to help the opponent. So, not very good. And the second attack, Shadow Impact, 120 damage. Put 4 damage counters on one of your Pokemon. Simply say Giratina is much better. Okay, I should move on. I think last time I talked a lot and I spent a lot of time, so I'm trying to go a bit faster here since I don't want the video to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes long of me talking. Okay, next up we have Delmise and Marshadow. Okay, Delmise is a basic Pokemon, 130 HP. Okay, 1 energy for Seaweed Gathering. Put 1 supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. Why is this necessary? I don't know. Okay. 3 energy, Master Swing, 100 damage. This attack isn't affected by resistance. Okay, to conclude, Giratina is still better. Okay, let's move on to the Marshadow. Marshadow, 60 HP, basic Pokemon, Shadow Mimic with 3 energy. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attack, excluding GX attack, and use it as this attack. Okay, this is actually very, very good. Because you can use all the opponent's attack to run all the high damaging attack, and you don't even need to run the GX Pokemon itself. And 3 energy, honestly, in a Psychic type deck is very, very easy to get. As long as you set up your Malama, then you have something that can retreat back and change into this card in the bench, then the Marshadow will just be a very, very good non-GX attacker. This will be a very, very good GX counter out there. Even to Reshiza, you can use its Flare Blitz. To Pikarom, you can use its attack, I don't know what it's called. And to all other tag teams, I believe it can do at least, 150, 180 damage. And for a non-GX to do that much damage is just amazing. It has a retreat cost of 1, which is very good. In case it actually didn't die, you just need to retreat it back. And 60 HP is, you don't expect it to have much, but honestly you don't expect it to survive in the active anyway. You're just going to use it for one big surprise attack and put it back. Yeah, this Marshadow I think will be very, very amazing with Inkay and Malama. And of course, on your Malama Giratina deck, this Marshadow will be very, very good. Okay, I can see a lot of people playing these cards along with the Malama Giratina deck. And I'm definitely going to try this also. It seems very good and very annoying. And it can launch a lot of surprise attack to those tag team Pokemon. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just move on next to Blastofflon. Okay, basic Ultra Beast Pokemon with 110 HP. Okay, 2 energy for Death Bomb. Put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. If your opponent has exactly 3 prize cards remaining, put 12 damage counters on them instead. Okay, this is interesting because Ultra Beast has always been depending on the prize cards on the attacks. I think a lot like Naganadel, I think Zoki 3, okay, a lot of the non-GX Ultra Beasts has this kind of gimmick. And this time is according to your opponent's price cards. Okay, and put 4 damage counter becomes 12 damage counter. Okay, the problem is if the condition is not met, you only have 4 damage counters, so this is actually very lackluster. You don't know why you want to put this card in your deck. If you fulfill the condition, of course you get 12 damage counters, so it's quite good. I think people might be interested to run 1 copies of this card, maybe in a Wheezing deck, maybe in another bench deck, or I mean even in the usual Malama Giratina deck, you can even put 1 copy of this card, and you only use it when the opponent, by chance that your opponent has 3 prize cards remaining and attack once, then let it die, then just send your next attacker again. So yeah, I can see people playing it, but by itself is actually so. Yeah. Okay, next up we are moving on to the fighting type. Okay, fighting is actually ground, rock and everything. Okay, so here we have Groudon and Troll. Okay, Groudon, basic Pokemon. First attack, drought. Choose up to 2 basic fighting energy cards from your hand and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Okay, this is very good. I feel that fighting type Pokemon has not have any energy acceleration. They don't really have a lot of energy acceleration, and then here we have Groudon. So Groudon, you just need 1 energy to do it, and it has enough HP to actually withstand damage from maybe first turn, second turn. And you can energy accelerate 2 fighting energy. So this is very good. I'm not sure what this card will be played with yet, but yeah, still a good energy acceleration card. And the second attack, 3 energy shaking earth, 130 damage. This Pokemon cannot use this attack during next turn. Okay, the damage itself is fine, 130. So for a basic Pokemon, it actually does quite a bit. But this Pokemon cannot attack during your next turn. That is the problem. So I guess depending on what you're fighting against, maybe you can choose to attach the fighting energy to the Groudon itself and just charge on the other Pokemon next turn. But the Groudon itself is not strong enough to, you know, accelerate itself. It's like 1 turn you need to charge energy using draw, then the next turn attack, then you charge energy using draw, then the next turn attack. It's just very slow. So I can see this card being played with other cards, but not really by itself. So we'll just see if there's any other cards that will be good to play with Groudon, and we'll bring it back to this Groudon card again later. Okay, so next we have Throw. 2 energy counter throw 30 plus damage. This attack does 90 more damage if any of your bench Pokemon have damage counters on them. So I guess this is quite good. One thing is the damage counter is any and you only need 1. So even if you run maybe a Rainbow Energy, you already have 1 damage counter and it does 120 damage. It does quite a bit. It has 120 HP and it does 120 damage. But the problem is, like I said, fighting type doesn't really have energy acceleration. And with 120 HP, it is very likely for it to be knocked out every turn. And you won't have enough time to set up another throw with 2 energies on it if it's getting knocked out every turn. So I don't see this card as very good for now. Yeah. Again, depends if we actually have another energy acceleration, a way to accelerate energy for the fighting type with the other few cards. Okay, we just move on. Next we have Pancham and Pangoro. Okay, Pancham, just a basic Pokemon, nothing interesting. Pangoro, this is very vanilla, isn't it? 1 energy, light punch, 40 damage, 3 energy, magnum punch, 90 damage. Okay, let's just move on, nothing interesting. Okay, next we have Crabrawler and Crabominable. Okay, also Crabrawler is just a basic Pokemon, nothing interesting. Crabominable, okay, I believe it's another typo. It should evolve from Crabrawler. The ability Hard Shell, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Okay, quite good, but your HP is 130 anyway. Okay, 3 energy Frozen Punch, 80 plus damage. This attack does 80 more damage if this Pokemon has any water energy attached to it. Okay, I think it's very interesting. It does 160 damage, which is quite a bit for a non-GX. But fighting colorless is not very good. And then you need to play water energy if you want to do 80 more damage. Yeah, I mean you can play Quagsire and Negadadal with water energy, but then where do you get your 2 fighting energy from? So again, unless you have another way to accelerate energy to this Crabominable, I think this card is a bit lackluster. And I guess you won't choose to play fighting and water energy at the same time in any other decks right now. So yeah, I don't see this card being very good for now. Okay, let's just move on. So our last fighting type, we have Pessimian. The attack spike draw 20 damage, draw 2 cards, and seismic toss 70 damage. Actually not very interesting. It has no gimmicks or whatsoever. Okay, so let's just move on. Okay, so our first dark type we have here is Alolan Meowth and Alolan Persian GX. Okay, Alolan Meowth, also just a basic Pokemon, so nothing very interesting. And he is our dark type GX. Okay, Alolan Persian, we have this ability, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's tag team Pokemon, Ultra Beast, and Pokemon with special energy attached to them. I think this card is very good. Okay, one thing is simply because you are going to counter all those tag team Pokemon, so it's actually very similar to Keldeo GX, isn't it? So maybe next time you can play your Naganadel and... oh wait, Naganadel Quagsire doesn't work with this. Oh well, maybe you can play your Dark Box. You can add this Alolan Persian and you can totally stall that opponent's tag team Pokemon. And again, you don't want to run Power Plant again this card. I mean, if you're playing Mewtwo and Mewtwo, you don't want to run Power Plant because then you won't be able to attack. Maybe Reshizard and other stuffs can counter this card using Power Plant, but I think Dark Box can run a lot of, you know, Stadium. Black Marker, Dark City, Devoured Field. Is it still in rotation? Okay, I'm not sure, but yeah, you can run a lot of Stadium card to counter that. Other than that, you can put this card in front and just counter all those tag team GX out there. And the thing is, I feel that it's a bit better than Keldeo. Okay, it's a bit different than Keldeo. Keldeo counters GX as well, and this one counters Ultra Beast and Pokemon with special energy. Basically, what you're saying is this Pokemon counters the meta, isn't it? The meta nowadays consists of what? Reshiram, Charizard, Gardevoir, Sylveon, Mewtwo and Mew, and Blacephalon GX. Yeah, totally counters the meta. And the special energy also, even on some of the non-GX deck, some of them still run special energy. You are countering Whimsicott, that thing that runs a lot of special energy. You are countering those evolution Pokemon that runs triple acceleration energy for their attacks, things like Aerodactyl and Dugong. Basically, I feel that this card will be very good in the meta. Of course, providing that the meta doesn't change after the Cosmic Eclipse came out. So I'm actually looking forward to see people playing this card, whether it's in the Dark Box deck or individually as a Alolan Persian deck. I'm actually very interested to try the only Alolan Persian deck, see how people are trying to counter this card. I know there are still quite a few cards that can just counter this card easily. Those GX Pokemon or non-GX Pokemon that does not run any special energy will not have any issue against this, but you see, it still counters a lot of things. So I think it's still very interesting. The damage itself is pretty normal. So 3 energy, claw slash, 120 damage. It's fine. It's just like a normal GX and you do quite a bit of damage with a bit of energy. Yeah. And the GX attack is Stalking Claw GX. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So I guess this is good if you want to snipe one of the opponent's bench, or let's say one of your opponent's Pokemon runs away, then you just want to snipe it back. Yeah. But yeah, it's weak to fighting. I don't think there are a lot of fighting types running around right now. looking at the fighting type from this set also, I don't think there'll still be fighting types running around. It's resist psychic, so you can resist things like Giratina. But anyway, you only have 200 HP, so the Giratina can still 2 hits you. Yeah, still really looking forward for this card. Okay, we'll just move on. Now we have Alolan Grimer and Alolan Muk. So Alolan Grimer, so nothing very interesting, it's just a basic Pokemon. And your Alolan Muk, 140 HP, the first attack 2 energy, panic, poison, 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, burned, and confused. Okay, and the second attack 3 energy, touch bomb, 110 damage. Okay, I think the first attack is more interesting. You make your opponent's poison, burn, and confused at the same time, but I don't really remember if there's any other card that will work well with it, because you need to run dark energy. So I think the support for burnt, like let's say we are thinking of using Infernape, if I'm not wrong, Infernape, then instead of 2 damage counter does 60 damage on burnt Pokemon. And the poison, okay, I don't remember how to increase the poison damage, and the confusion is all from different types, and it's a bit hard to set up, I would say. So I can see this card being played if people want to play more gimmicks with poison, burn, and confuse, but I haven't thought about what cards can be played with it properly, I guess. So we'll see. Okay, next up we have Absol. Okay, basic Pokemon, first attack Sinister Alert, discard 1 special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, normal. And 2 energy, Dirty Throat, 70 damage. Discard 1 card from your hand. If you can't discard a card, this attack does nothing. Okay, I don't see why people want to play this card, because it's a basic that does 70 damage, so not really a high damage, and the discard 1 card is not really an issue, honestly, but why? I think there are a lot of much better dark type Pokemon out there nowadays, so yeah, why would you run this card? Okay, next up we have Pawniard and Bishop. Okay, Pawniard. Okay, that's actually quite interesting. The first attack back card, look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 item card that you find there. So it's a bit of disruption, and if you actually start second and just put 1 energy here, you can just do it for fun. Okay, of course I don't know what the Bishop does. Okay, let's see. Corner, 30 damage. Your opponent active Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. Okay, normal. Slashing Strike, this Pokemon can't use this attack during your next turn. Okay, never mind. After I see the Bishop, I don't think people will play this card anyway, because why? The Bishop is very lackluster. 80 damage, you can't even use it consecutively, then you need to do 30 damage. So why? Yeah. Okay, then we move on. Our last dark type Pokemon, we have Gasslot. Okay, first attack, Mountain Munch, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Okay. Red Viking, 120 damage with 4 energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack. Take 1 more prize card. Okay, so this is actually quite interesting. I think this is one card that can be considered to play in any of the Dark Box, because energy acceleration is not exactly a problem anymore in Dark Box. You have your Incineroar to get your energy, and you have to Weavile to move your energy. So 4 energy is not going to be a very big problem, and sometimes you feel that you can knock it out, you can always just use this small Gasslot instead of the big Gasslot. Yeah, this small Gasslot to do the last damage, and you can still take 1 more prize card. So yeah, I can see this card as a non-GX attacker in Dark Box decks in the next expansion. But other than that, alone is fine. Yeah, it's just an Ultra Beast with a high HP and require a lot of energy. Yeah, so next up, we are moving on to the colorless type. First up, we have Zangoose. Corkscrew Punch does 10 damage, Brutal Edge 20 plus. This attack does 10 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, 10 more damage. Why? Okay, never mind, let's just move on. Okay, we have Stuffle and Beware. Okay, Stuffle is basic Pokemon, so very normal. It's quite funny though. You have 10 plus damage, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 more damage for each hit. So when you are very lucky, funnily you can actually kill a tag team GX using this little Stuffle. Okay, never mind. Now we have Beware, ability carry run. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, your active Pokemon's retreat cost is 2 colorless less. Oh, this is very good, isn't it? I mean, I'm not sure what deck will consider playing this card yet, but you know, because there's no limitation to what this thing works. So you just make sure that active Pokemon's retreat cost becomes 2 colorless less. And now using this card, you just make all the 2 retreat cost Pokemon becomes fine. Yeah. Okay, now we need to review on those Pokemon that has 2 color retreat cost. Then just consider playing Stuffle and Beware on that deck. Interesting. Okay, I haven't think of what this deck will be. Okay, what this card will be played with yet. But maybe we can bring it out again if we see any Pokemon with 2 retreat cost. It's actually quite good, but the retreat cost is an issue. Yeah, the attack itself, 120 damage, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. Okay, we are not going to use that attack ever. Never mind. Okay, then we move out to the trainer cards. I think there will be a few reprints. The Japanese set likes to do this. Yeah, so we start from energy retrieval. Put 2 basic energy from your discard pile into your hand. So can be helpful for those decks that is actually still playing energy recycling system or energy recycler. Then if you need it in your hand, you can use energy retrieval instead. Energy switch, move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. Okay, wait, I just remember, I'm not really sure if the set is going to reprint the trainer cards. So most probably these trainer cards like energy retrieval, yeah, I don't think it's going to be printed, right? But we will see the new trainer cards. Okay, never mind, then we're just going to go through the new trainer cards instead. Okay, here we have Great Catcher now. Okay, discard 2 cards from your hand. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX with their active Pokemon. Okay, this is the card that you need. After the Cosmic Eclipse come out, I think a lot of people will just decide to put this Great Catcher instead of Custom Catcher. Of course, Custom Catcher can hit anything, including non-GX Pokemon, but you know, most probably the time that you actually need your Guzma or Lysander, you are going to snipe those bench GX, isn't it? You're going to snipe those Dedenne GX. You're going to snipe those tag team GX that ran away from you. So this card is just going to change the game. Again, you have another like Guzma and Lysander that is more consistent. And the good thing is, it's an item card. It's not even a supporter card. I mean, it's not like you're going to use it twice per turn, but it's still very good. After this card came out, then people will start going to be scared of running their Dedenne GX anymore because it can be sniped very easily now. So yeah, I can see a lot of things changing in the next meta because of these cards, and I can see a lot of people playing this card. I can see this card becoming very expensive like your Custom Catcher. Oh well, what do, but yeah. But that's it. Basically, that's a very good card to put. I think it's always important to have some way to catch the opponent's bench Pokemon, right, for the game-changing game. And one thing is, it's not like it's free. It's there a condition that you need discard 2 cards, but discard 2 cards I think for an end game is actually very easy. Okay, never mind, then we move on to our trainer cards. Here we have Professor Oak's Setting, Judge, and Roller Skater. What is this? Okay, supporter card. For Professor Oak, search your deck up to 3 basic Pokemon of different types and put them into your bench. Okay, I think Professor Elm is better. Actually, it really depends on what you play. I can see this card being played in, Meganium, Nidoran, Mudkip deck, then 3 basic Pokemon of different types, then this just fulfills the condition. But otherwise, most of the time, you're going to run only one type of basic or 2 types. Okay, maybe another thing you can play in a Negadadel deck, Negadadel Quagsire have water type Keldeo and Wooper. You can even play the fighting type Wooper and the psychic type Poipo, and they will work with Professor Oak's setting. So I can see a few decks considering to put this card, but not a lot. Okay, Judge. We know how Judge works. It is a usual thing. Okay, then we have Roller Skater. Discard a card from your hand, then draw 2 cards. If you discarded an energy card, draw 2 more cards. Okay, that's quite good. So you have draw 4 by discarding 1 energy. So this card might work quite well with Viridian Forest. You use the Viridian Forest to find an energy and just discard the energy to draw 4 more cards. A bit of better than how. Okay, but it's actually very similar to Coach Trainer, I feel. So you draw 4 cards which with a condition that needs to be fulfilled. Some decks might consider playing this card, maybe a deck with a lot of energy, but otherwise I see that there are better supporter cards out there. Okay, then we move on to the special energy. Special energy, here we have Weak Guard energy. The Pokemon this card is attached to has no weakness. Alright, draw energy. When you attach this card from your hand to a Pokemon, you may draw a card. I think this is good for Whimsicott deck. Other than that, I haven't thought of what other deck can play this card. So I think it'll be very similar to, Recycle energy. I mean, it's just a 1 colorless energy, and then you can actually put it in any of the decks that you want, like that needs a colorless energy, and maybe you're just interested to run one of this Weak Guard energy, one of this draw energy. I think it's quite flexible, so yeah, it's just a special energy, I guess. Okay. Oh, okay, that's actually all. These energies are the last from the Remix Bout expansion. Okay, how long do I take this time? Okay, never mind, actually take 30 minutes. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next up, we are going to look at the other set, which should be a Dream League set, I think. But yeah, so that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys again next time. Bye bye.